Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back. Today we are discussing how to get a promotion while working remotely, my favorite topic, because of course, as you know, my latest book, The Great Promotion, talks about how I was promoted 4 times in 6 months and received a bonus. All right, a little self-plug there. Always promote yourself, promote yourself, promote yourself, okay? So to start this article, it says, more than ever, businesses are opening remotely for employees gunning for a promotion. In the new landscape, the rules and conventions are murky, at least. A manager might feel less accessible over Zoom, or the distance may make it harder to demonstrate success. It may also feel difficult to gauge the state of the company when you're out of the office. But these are surmountable hurdles, according to Lindsay Rogers, leadership coach and founder of Alchemy. Remote work may be indefinite in some companies, so it's important to embrace the digital reality and go for it. It says it's absolutely possible to be promoted remotely. Don't wait. I agree. I've done it. You can do it too. Okay. So it says 5 tips for getting promoted when you're working remotely. Here are some of Roger's tips for landing a promotion while working from home. Number 1, avoid making assumptions. Many people don't go for promotions because they've made unfounded assumptions, according to Rogers. The pandemic may seem this is interesting. So it says the pandemic may seem like a terrible time to go for a promotion, for example, but while it is true that many companies are struggling, others are actually thriving. I watch clients self-limit themselves all the time. They assume they know the situation the company is in, especially with women. It's an internal glass ceiling. Rogers said that if employees are afraid to put themselves out there, they should ask themselves why and avoid any conjecture. Until you've had a conversation with higher ups or consulted company job postings, you won't know whether or not a promotion is feasible. Absolutely. I like the old adage that assumptions make a fool out of. So you want to make sure that you don't make assumptions. Trust and know that if you dream it exists somewhere, and you just have to find where your place is, right? Where your dream is located. Where does it reside? How much work do you have to do to get there? And so the best way to start is ask questions. No question is a dumb question. We've talked about this across many of my videos so far. Also, you want to make sure that you understand that sometimes your boss doesn't know you're interested in a promotion, right? No one can read each other's minds. So what I do like about being at home behind a computer screen is that I can be a little bit more fearless, and also I give myself permission to make mistakes, right? So when you stop holding on to kind of that, that glass ceiling, just shatter that. You're not limited, you're limitless, okay? And everything that you dream and desire, even your perfect job, does exist. Now, it doesn't mean a job is perfect, but it's a perfect job for you, okay? All right, so number 2 is a process, not just one conversation. Employees often envision a promotion as one nerve-wracking, numerous conversation. That's a myth, okay? Even if you're remote, you should insist on a regular weekly check-in with your manager on a video chat platform. This is a great way to discuss your successes of the week, stay on top of the company information, and lay out your inquiries, okay? You don't have to do everything in one conversation. Get into a rhythm. Being proactive with your communication shows excellent leadership. Bring up your career goals one week, for example, and ask your boss if they believe a promotion is the next step. Ask what skills are needed to achieve the promotion, and demonstrate what you have utilized these skills at the next meeting. Ultimately, if your manager is on your team, they will help you get a promotion approved. And that's absolutely true. It is not one conversation. It is a process. Even if that process is simply you performing and mastering the job that you currently have, even if the process is waiting for a position to open in order to get that promotion. And so you want to ask questions. You want to let them know that you're interested, and you want to have those conversations. You want to constantly show that you're working on improving yourself in order to be ready and to show that you are the best candidate for a position that you're interested in. And so you do that by mastering your job, right? Again, I am a merit-based worker that was tapped for 3 promotions without ever applying. I applied for one, I got it. I applied for another, I didn't, and then got tapped to work in that position anyway. So you want to make sure that you are mastering your job and doing everything to the best of your ability before you begin trying to put yourself in another person's shoes and or carve your way for another position, okay? That's definitely the process. Work your job to the best of your ability, become the master of that job, position others to take that job, letting them know that you also know how to manage and delegate in order for you to be looked at as a candidate that is able to move up, okay? All right, so number 3. I know I said a lot in that little chunk. Just rewind it. All right. So number 3, proactively build and maintain relationships online. In a remote culture, it's difficult to connect with people if they're not directly working with you. Rogers recommends that employees proactively reach out to various colleagues and maintain those relationships, even if it's over email. Share your work you're proud of and credit those involved. For example, send colleagues praise when they hit a benchmark, send a friendly, gracious response to emails sent to you if appropriate, and then try to work directly with as many people as possible in and out of your team if possible. When it comes to ask for a promotion, you'll have built an army of allies, right? And so then it's just as important as ever to have examples of your work and testimonials from others. Absolutely 100% agree with that. Proactively building and maintaining relationships is definitely something you want to work on. You want to be creative and look for those ideas on how, and exercise those ideas that you come up with for how you can do that. The position that I held allowed that to happen easily, right? But if it's challenging, that's what I mean when I say come up with those creative ideas. Generally, depending on, if you can't work across teams, you can absolutely be a person that's connected to as many people as possible on the team that you're working, okay? So just be creative and understand that you want to be seen as a team player in addition to being a great employee, okay? The more people you network and speak to and understand, the better candidate you are and can better explain what the company needs, right? All right, so number 4, recognize the remote advantages. Some aspects of remote operations could work in your favor when it comes to seeking a promotion. Use them to your advantage. Remote work gives you the opportunity to show your success in ways that have nothing to do with your office presence, for example. This is a particular boom for people who have children or busy home lives, okay? And so it says you'll be judged on your results more than whether or not someone sees you at your desk until 7 o'clock at night. Also, many people aren't great at communicating over Zoom or email, and this makes it easy to stand out if you put in the effort to communicate well and dress professionally. Absolutely 100%. I would say that I joke with my friends, so I'll get personal with you guys, just a sliver, because you know how I am about that. So I joke often with my friends and say, I've only been promoted so many times because they can't see my face. Right? Because I'm definitely one of those people that shows everything that she is feeling on her face. And so not that and this is not true. It's really a joke because I've had plenty of jobs where I've been promoted, and I've also ran my own company. So it's definitely not something that holds me back. But I just said that for you to understand and connect with the fact that you have you do have an increased chance of being promoted where you may not have been. And it's small things, right? It's the communication, it's the connection, making sure that you connect with other people across the company, thinking and looking at the bigger picture, being aware of what's going on in your industry. When you do those things, you are able to offer better ideas on how to improve the company and its culture. I mean, at one organization, I literally by myself over a weekend, and they can attest and I think I have a review from them already. Anyways, but I single-handedly translated that company at the beginning of COVID over to being online, right? I did that all by myself, right? If COVID hadn't happened, first of all, I didn't even know I had those skills. I will tell you that. So with me, I love taking on challenges. We kind of got to accent that a lot during my days as a marketing consultant, right? And it's funny, I guess I'm going to share with you all this morning. I feel like talking very personally, but it's funny because how I came across marketing was in college. I had a career coach, right? I went to DePaul University, and they had a career coach, and I did one of those skills test things. And I will admit that I just wanted to I didn't want to be a lawyer. What it was is that, gosh, here I go. I'm going to try to loop this back around, so stay here with me. So as a kid, I wanted to be a teacher, right? Then I found out how much teachers made, and I said, no, Mom, I want to be a lawyer. I got stuck on wanting to be a lawyer because I'm the oldest of 9 kids, and I wanted to show my siblings that we could do something like that, right? My mom went to college, but she never finished. She has finished since, but when we were kids, she never finished. So I would have been the first college graduate, and I wanted to show them that they could also go for something higher, as in being a lawyer, right? But I focused primarily on education and not necessarily a trade, right? So when I first left for college, I went to Spelman. When I was at Spelman, I was an English major because I love English. And also I felt like that was a direct line to get to law school. You have to enjoy and love to read. I knew it was a lot of reading, right? So understanding the English language, understanding how things tweak and work when you're talking about reading and writing, and literature. So I focused on that, right? Don't understand. I don't understand either. It's just where I was at that time, right? So I went to this career coach. This point in my life, I don't even think I was thinking about being a lawyer at that time. I was like, bruh, this is costing me a lot of money. I don't have no scholarships. I need to make some money. So what is the career that's best for me? So I took this skills test that he gave me, and he was like, you know what, Kendra, you'd be good at marketing. I'm like, what? Right? I don't even know what that is. So he ended up putting me in this program. And so I gotta remember what it is, the advantages. Oh my God. So he put me into this program, which DePaul is one of the top schools for marketing, right? Of course, because it's in Chicago, right? But then number 2, because they have an honors program where I was in that program. We were able to directly work with companies, right? And so connecting back to what we're discussing, thank you for following along. So during that time of working on different projects, that's when I learned what my heart is, right? So I love challenging myself, but I also love things not being the same every day. Like I get very bored very easily because of how fast my mind works. And so the advantages of working remotely is that you can find little ways to tweak your job to make yourself stand out, right? So it's not hard. People in general have a hard time communicating. So those little things, like you being able to write a very well-designed email, you being able to connect to more of your teammates than others, those little things matter a lot in the remote world, because as it is a new world for us, I mean, we've been doing it for a couple of years now, but this is a new field, right? Understanding how to retain our employees. When you can do those little things and create those connections, you simply can become a master very fast in this field. So, please don't overlook the little unique talents that you have, and you want to work them so that they become your skills, okay? All right, I'm off my soapbox and you've learned a lot about me this morning. The final tip that they are giving, number 5, is move up through a different company, okay? I do point this out as a bonus key in my book, The Great Promotion, where I talk about how I was promoted 4 times in 6 months. Sometimes your position is your promotion is not at that job, right? But you still don't want to disrespect the job or misuse the gift of that job, right? You want to practice and exercise and learn as many skills as possible, because then you'll be able to beef up your resume and take those skills elsewhere, right? And so the article continues and says, if you're not getting the answers you want at your current position, consider searching companies and moving up via a different ladder. It may seem like a risky, impossible idea during the pandemic, but never assume, which was number 1. And then Rogers says, if you're seeing a lot of roadblocks, it's time to wonder if it's easier to get a higher level position elsewhere. That's really scary, but people are hiring good people. If we assume that it's not possible, it will be. If we ask how might it be possible, it's more likely we can find the potential ways we're going to move forward. Absolutely 100%. Wish I would have used that verbiage in my book, but I did not. That was a great way to summarize it. But yes, if you are not able, there is a possibility that your company doesn't have that opening, right? Timing is everything. So you also do have to be open to possibly moving on to another organization. It doesn't mean that the job you had was bad or that you didn't enjoy it and didn't love it. It's hard to leave good places, but when you are an ambitious person and you're looking for promotions for whatever your motivation and reason is, sometimes it will come from moving on to a different organization. So I want to say thank you this morning for staying with me until the end. I hope that you enjoyed this content on how to get a promotion while working remotely, and I want you to have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Hello, my name is Kendra, the official business renovator. Welcome to my page. I am so happy to have you here today. And I hope that you enjoy. Of course, feel free to like, share, or comment on the video, as well as follow to get notifications for when I upload any new information. And also the link is in the bio where you can find all of the products that I would like to share with you on how to advance in your career. Some of you may know, and if you're new to my page, you do not know that I did recently release a book called The Great Promotion, where I discuss how I was promoted 4 times in 6 months and received a bonus while working from home. And so my name is Kendra, the official business renovator. Welcome